shoes and out the door. 5, I'm alive. 6, 7, 8, feeling great.
Hello, loyal BYWG podcast tribe. For the last 2 years, Dr. Mike, Dr. Wanda Lee, and myself carefully every month curated and selected a product of the month and the book of the month that we felt would have tremendous benefit to your physical, chemical, and emotional wellness, and we will continue to do this. However, as we enter into the new year, the year 2019, we have one of the most exciting announcements to share with you all since the inception of our lifestyle-driven company. For January 2019, we are keeping the product of the month in-house. Behind the scenes, we have been diligently working on the BYWG nutritional supplement line, and we are proud to announce that they are now available. All of our BYWG nutrition supplements and formulas are custom designed by your doctors and created specifically so that we know exactly what's in your supplements. No unnecessary fillers, no cheap substitutions, no gluten, no dairy, no wheat, no soy, no corn. Only what you expect with high quality and value. All of our formulations are hand blended in small batches, less than 100 bottles, so we can control the quality and quantity of each capsule most effectively. So the question I ask you is, do you know what's in your current supplements? We know what's in ours, and now you do too. If you go to our website, www.beyondyourwildestgenes.com, click the tab that says Nutritional Supplements. On this page, you'll find the full information sheets for each of the products, a library of published scientific references on these amazing ingredients, and most importantly, a customized supplement questionnaire to help us guide you in your choices. Once you complete this, you can decide to purchase, and you will receive a 10% discount code for your first purchase. So let me give you a little glimpse into our first 8 unique supplements. Number 1, Stress Rebalancer. This is a unique blend of the adaptogen ashwagandha, amino acid 5-hydroxytryptophan, antioxidant glutathione with several other additions as a one-stop shop for managing the physical impacts of stress. Number 2, Bone Health Plus. This supplement is so much more than just calcium. Number 3, Digestive Boost. Do you have a difficult time digesting gluten and dairy? This formulation includes the DPP4 enzyme specifically designed to combat the occasional or not so occasional gluten and dairy exposure. Number 4, Joint Formula Plus. This is a powerful blend of building blocks associated with joint and cartilage repair. Number 5, Probiotic Power. 25 billion CFUs per serving, including 9 lactobacillus and bifidobacter strains, including the probiotic powerhouse L. reuteri. Number 6, A Burst of Sunshine. This is our version of the ever-important vitamin D3. Number 7, Turmeric Boost is the BCM 95 version, which has been proven to be 7 to 9 times more bioavailable than the standard 95% curcumin extract. And finally, number 8, Magnesium Glycinate. Magnesium is one of the most common nutrient deficiencies, so this unique form of magnesium is bound to glycine to make it body-friendly, highly absorbable, with no concern for bowel upset. We highly suggest you go take our quiz at the website. We know you will be impressed. Getting the most out of your healthcare dollars are extremely important to us. Our supplements represent the best of the supplement world. Enjoy the upcoming podcast.
Hello and welcome back to Beyond Your Wildest Genes podcast. My name is Dr. Noah DeCoyer and I'm your co-host. Today we have on the podcast one of my Jedi Council members, Jennifer Welsh. Jennifer is a repeat guest and I encourage you to listen to her first podcast with Dr. Mike on March 26th, 2018, which you can find in iTunes, YouTube, or on our website at the Listen Now tab archives. How are you doing, Jennifer?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Thanks, Noah, for this great opportunity to speak to your audience. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's our pleasure. So let me just do your bio, and then we're just going to jump right in. Jennifer is a self-worth transformation specialist with an expertise in the field of self-worth and personal transformation. With over 30 years of experience as a successful coach and teacher, she has impacted individuals worldwide with her wisdom, knowledge, and experience with inside-out shifts. Her online program, Soul-Centered Attraction, is designed for women who are frustrated with dating and trying to find the right guy. This course helps women realize they can attract great guys simply by feeling truly worthy on the inside. Soul-Centered Attraction takes a different approach to dating by focusing on the how behind being more secure, confident, worthy, and attractive. In this transformational program, women shift from simply intellectualizing who they need to be to attract quality guys to actually embodying it. And that's when the magic happens. It's all about building your worth from the inside so that you can finally align to what you deserve on the outside. And what you deserve are great guys to date. You are worthy on the inside. You'll exude powerful confidence on the outside. And quality men are attracted to truly confident, secure women. Just to get this out in the open, you could find Jennifer and her program at www.jenniferwelsh, that's WELSH.com, at Instagram at Your Worth Matters, and on Facebook, Your Worth Matters SJW, which will all be in the show notes. So, Jennifer, I look at the title of our talk today, Soul-Centered Attracting for Single Women, Improve Your Dating Scene in 2019. And, you know, I get a little bit of a chuckle because I'm not a woman, I'm a guy.
Yep.
I'm not dating, right? But I got to believe, even if you're somebody who's not a single woman or you're not in a dating scene, that this interview is going to be impactful for you regardless if you fit that criteria. Is that a fair statement?
That is a fair statement. You know, soul-centered attracting, as I'll explain in a bit, really is about, you know, pulling what you want into your life by creating shifts within you. So whether it's great men to date, whether it's a job promotion, anything like that, you can pull in by creating the shifts within you.
Right. It makes sense. So you've done this before in your first audio, which everybody can go back and listen to, but how about just a little bit elaboration, fleshing out your bio, a little bit backstory, just so the audience gets a good feel for what's going on and who you are.
Okay. Sounds good. So I started out my career as a secondary school teacher, coach, and guidance counselor. And as a guidance counselor, I was really frustrated because there were no practical techniques or tools for helping my students with their challenges. And as we all know, teenagers have a lot of challenges. So I started searching, and I ended up studying personal development, and I worked on myself, and I really, really liked it. And I eventually left teaching and started my own coaching practice about 25 years ago because I realized that I was pretty good at helping people, helping them out with their challenges and fulfilling their potential. However, you know what? There was a small glitch along the way. I was successful as a coach for sure, but I kept experiencing a lot of pain and angst in certain areas of my life, and nothing seemed to be changing. And then slowly it started to dawn on me that maybe I wasn't getting what I wanted out of life and out of myself, because deep down I didn't believe I deserved it. And then that ugly realization started to turn my life around. I realized that I was missing something that was really important to help me achieve my dreams and fulfill my potential. I realized that I was missing a sense of worth and a knowing that I was worthy. You know what? I was really missing self-worth. I had very low self-worth. So I started on my own personal transformation from someone who had low self-worth for a lot of her life to someone who knows she matters. And knowing that I matter and that I'm worthy has transformed my life. And I want to help others with this. So my focus as a coach and program leader is on transformation, not just informing someone on who they have to be to get what they want. Because if you don't believe you're worthy, whether that's a conscious or a subconscious belief, it'll be so difficult to attract or achieve what you want in life. And then those that do achieve what they want while still feeling unworthy deep down, they either sabotage it or they have to sacrifice something big like their health or their marriage or their relationship with their kids to get it. So in my coaching and programs, my clients transform from the inside out so that they can be the person who can achieve whatever it is they want. They develop their self-worth, and that's the key to transforming themselves in their lives. And that's how I ended up being a self-worth transformation specialist.
All right, so let's start with a little 101. If you were to define self-worth, how would you define that? And you kind of mentioned it already, but why is self-worth so important?
Okay, well, I define self-worth as the worth that you give yourself. It's an inside-out worth, not an outside-in worth. You can drive a luxury car, you can live in a big house, you can have tons of money, but still not have much self-worth. I know that to be true because I had all of that and I was still insecure, unsure, trying to be who I was supposed to be, looking for approval, all the symptoms of low self-worth. Because self-worth doesn't come from the outside of you and what you have and who you hang with. I had all the outside stuff, but I was still pretty unhappy a lot of the time. Even though I had a great life, because of my low self-worth, my life was full of angst and pain and drama and stuckness and frustration and anger. I kept looking for my sense of worth to come from others. But self-worth is the worth that you yourself give you. And now it's important to have a strong sense of worth because it's constantly affecting our lives, whether we're aware of it or not. It determines if you're living an abundant, fulfilling life and how you're treated by others and who you attract into your life. It determines how magnetic and attracting you are. It determines how much personal power and influence you have. When you have high self-worth, you put up with a lot less crap from people around you because you actually value your opinion of yourself more than someone else's opinion of you. And that means you don't really need to get their approval. And then you can take chances, you can face fears, you can do your life differently, and ultimately do what it takes to achieve your dreams and goals. You need to feel worthy to achieve your goals and dreams in a sustainable, fulfilling way. And that is some of the reasons why self-worth is so important.
Yes, that sounds pretty important to me, and of course I agree with everything you said. So let's get down right to it. It was mentioned quite a bit in your bio, and it's something new you've been working on. So let's talk about soul-centered attracting. What do you mean by that, Jennifer?
Well, to me, soul-centered attracting is the ability to pull what you want into your life by creating shifts within you. So in this case, soul-centered attracting is about women improving who they attract as potential men to date by creating shifts within them. And what's really interesting to me is that we all have this ability, but so few of us tap into it, which is really a shame when you think about it, because it's hugely powerful, innate ability that's available to all of us all the time. So soul-centered attracting is all about self-worth, high self-worth. So by creating inner shifts, women can increase their self-worth and then their ability to attract quality men to date. You see, I want to help single women get what they want because so many single women don't know what to do anymore about their dating scene. Like they've tried everything and nothing seems to work. I've seen too many women settling and giving up and getting jaded. I've heard too often about lonely, miserable Friday nights that women spend alone wondering what's wrong with them. And I've had women ask me why they're the ones dating losers or feeling lonely when it seems like their friends are getting the quality guys. I'd actually love to create a movement of women who feel good about themselves as themselves and not some fake version of who they think they have to be in value, to have value or in order to attract a man. So I want to help women to stop being superficial and playing the game to win a man. I know that works for some women, but for others, honestly, it's soul destroying. And those are the women that I'd like to reach. I really want to help these women become the quality women who attract quality men. I'd love for them to experience soul-centered attracting. I'd love for them to tap into that innate ability. And I would love for them to have a high sense of value and worth. So soul-centered attracting can apply to anybody, but in this case, for single women, I really, really, really would love for them to be able to change their dating scene.
This seems to me a lot about or authenticity too, being authentic to yourself as well. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And knowing who you are.
Yeah.
So that you can be authentic to yourself.
Right. So, I mean, you coach and you've been working on this program. You help women, guys. What are the biggest mistakes that women make when they're dating? Or at least from your perspective, what are the biggest mistakes you see?
Well, you know what? I think you already mentioned it. I think one of the biggest mistakes is that women aren't being their authentic self when they're out there dating or they're looking for somebody. So many women are afraid of being who they actually are because they're afraid deep down that they might not be good enough for any guy, much less a quality guy, to actually be interested in them. Or they're afraid they're not good enough for the guy that they're currently dating. A lot of women have actually no idea who their authentic self is, so they keep being who they're supposed to be instead. And, unfortunately, in this case, like attracts like. So they end up with guys that aren't their authentic self either. Often what I call losers, cruisers, lazies, and babies. And then dating just isn't fun anymore. I mean, it's disappointing, it's disheartening, and it's exhausting because being who you're supposed to be all the time is an act. It's not easy. So I know that women actually require a solid sense of their true self and a great appreciation of themselves as they actually are, also known as self-worth, to attract a better type of men. So I think for me, then, the biggest mistake is what you mentioned. It's just not being true to themselves. But it's hard to be true to yourself when you don't know who yourself is.
Is this hard for what we're discussing, for someone to accept to be true about themselves?
Is what hard to accept? I'm sorry, I might
I understand. I understand the question. That they're not being authentic, that they're not showing the world their true self, that they're maybe being inauthentic. Is that hard for somebody to accept that they're actually being this way?
Oh, absolutely. Because we've been trained to be who we're supposed to be. And we don't know how many of us have really looked deep at who we actually are. You know, this is who I've always been, this is who I'll be, this is what I've always done. So it's a deeper level of exploration that, we as women would be really wise to do if we want to change the trajectory of our lives.
Right. I could see it being very, very challenging. So you're clearly saying that having a strong sense of value, being authentic, having a strong sense of worth will definitively change who you attract.
Yes, because I believe it all begins with this key ingredient. But what many women don't understand is how to actually build self-worth. And building self-worth isn't about fixing yourself by losing weight or becoming more flirty or saying the right phrases or changing who you are to please someone. I've actually created a proven system to help women transform and embody their own sense of worth so that they can shine as themselves in all situations, whether they're dating or otherwise. So they'll learn how to build their worth, which you can't get from just reading about it or listening about it. And it creates an inner transformation of worthiness. And when we feel worthy, we shine who we truly are. And, I mean, that's just so attracting. I tell you, it's all inside out. We've all seen less than perfect women shine fully as they are. And, I mean, it's mesmerizing and magnetic. And yet we all have access to it. So, yep, having a strong sense of worth will actually change who a woman attracts.
Yeah, the other day I was picking up one of my sons from, I think my oldest son from somewhere, and I saw him walking out with a bunch of kids, and he's like walking like I don't know, like trying to be cool or something, you know. And I'm watching him, and then like a couple of days later, I'm like, I'm not sure what you were trying to do, Hayden, or how you were trying to walk or what, but I said to him, I said, you are enough, just the way you are. And I think that's what you're trying to say, and maybe in a little bit of a different way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We are enough just as we actually are. But we've been led to believe that we're supposed to be someone else, a different version of ourselves, to be accepted, to be lovable.
Yeah. I know.
We all know.
I know. So
at some level, we've experienced this to varying degrees. But I'm not talking about anything here that I haven't lived, that's for sure.
Oh, me neither. So, what are some other mistakes that you see that keep women from attracting just higher quality guys?
Well, I think trying to be perfect is a big one. There's a big myth out there that we can be perfect or have a perfect life. And by perfect, I mean where nothing ever goes wrong, with no pain or stress, no negatives, no hurt feelings, no sadness. So it's all ease, all happy, all positive all the time. And that's just a huge myth, because honestly, how many of you out there have felt happy your whole life? Have you, Noah?
No, you're never going to always be able to be happy. There's got to be some sadness. There's got to be some happiness. There's got to be a little bit of everything at times, right?
I know. Are you happy when someone hits your car? Are you happy when you get your tax bill? Are you happy when your spouse, your colleague calls you out on something? We're not built to be happy or positive all the time. And I see women make this mistake over and over again by presenting some false version of themselves, this like perfect version of themselves, and then expecting the guy to validate them, to make them feel like they're important or that they're worthy. I mean, and truly, I was very guilty of this too. But here's the problem. If you can't give it to yourself, if you can't validate yourself, then you're going to be dependent on someone else to build you up. And that just comes across as needy or desperate. And who wants to date someone who's exuding those qualities? I know that we as women don't want to date needy or desperate men. So why would a quality man want to date that? Being perfect does not build self-worth. In fact, it actually destroys it. And if soul-centered attracting is based on our sense of worth, then it's our job as women to know and embody our worth and our value, especially if we want to attract quality men to date. And being perfect or presenting the perfect version of ourselves just isn't going to cut it.
Yeah. I like to think that even in my office, in the setting when I'm the doctor, that I'm real and I'm authentic, and I show my patients that I can that I can make mistakes, and I do make mistakes, and I think that people appreciate that much more than if I came across like I was always right, which I'm not always right, not even close.
I know, and yet we go around trying to present this perfect version of ourselves in order to be valued or liked or approved of, and it's crazy because we know we're not perfect. Your wife knows you're not perfect. Noah, my children know I'm not perfect. They could tell you right now all the things that they would perceive as wrong in me. So it's kind of nice when we meet people that are actually real. And that doesn't mean I'm saying for women to go out on a date and, just kind of plonk down and be like, yo, and just, I don't know, if they're angry, be screaming. I'm just saying be who you are when you're on the date. If you want to order something that you want to order it. If the date's not going well and you want to bail, then bail. Do it in a kindly way, but bail. You don't have to be this perfect one-sided version.
No. I agree. Now, is there any other information that you have for women who are dating that could help them change who they attract? Something else that we may not have talked about, or maybe elaborate on something that we've talked about already?
Well, actually, I have a free webinar coming up that they can attend, and it's called 3 Massive Mistakes That Successful Single Women Make That Keep Them Fed Up with Dating All the Wrong Guys and worried that they'll never find the right kind of men for them. And they'll receive tons of valuable paradigm-shifting information from it. It's free. All they have to do is go to my website to register for it.
And your website is just your name, right? JENNIFERWELSH.com, right?
It is.
All right, so that's easy enough.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what other questions I have. Like I said, I look at the title and I chuckle and I learn every time I talk to you. I mentioned you're on my Jedi Council, so you're one of my trusted advisors. But I don't think I have anything other than to say, audience, most of the people that I trust the most have worked with or work with currently Jennifer. So she is someone who's very special, who knows a thing or two about a thing or two.
Oh, thank you, Noah. That's so sweet of you.
Yes.
It's my honor to be able to work with you.
Yeah, thank you. So, let's finish off with a couple fun little questions, or even just one fun question. About a year and a half ago, I started asking this question at the end of every interview, and I like it. I learned from it. The audience loves it. What's your daily routine from when you wake up to when you go to sleep?
Okay. Well, I usually get up fairly early, but I always take an hour for myself. So I meditate. I might do affirmations. I might review my goals and intentions. I might look at my agenda. And I definitely drink my coffee in that first hour. Then, if I have my way, I'll go do a workout. And then I'm off to work, whether it's coaching my clients or I'm working on my online business. And then, as for most people, that takes up most of the day. After work, I like to take a walk to reset. And then my evenings are usually spent connecting with family and their friends, maybe do some reading. I might watch a bit of TV, but I'm not really good with TV. I can never find a good show. And then definitely, before I go to bed, I will read some fiction. And I'm off to bed fairly early. I mean, it's a full day, but it's pretty much a day like most people have, I think.
Yeah, people need to hear. I believe that rhythms and routines create more freedom. So I like for people to share what they do, because I believe it is very, very important to kind of wing your day every day. I don't think maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think it's the best way to go about doing it. Now, your routine can be different, but I think routines are really, really important. I really do.
It's interesting, and the real routine is that once I wake up and just before I go to bed. Because sometimes in the middle, you're not really sure how it's all going to go.
Exactly.
Right?
You're right. It is. It's really, in the most important times for routine, again, my perception is right when you wake up and then right before you go to bed.
Yep.
Well said. I think we mentioned how people can reach you. Is there any other way other than your website, or is that really like, social media? Are those the best ways to get in touch with you?
Yeah, my tagline's Your Worth Matters. Because it does. Well, the "cause it does" isn't part of the tagline, but Your Worth Matters. So I can be reached at Your Worth Matters on Instagram, Your Worth Matters JW on Facebook, and then at my website, jenniferwelsh.com.
Great. Thank you. My name is Dr. Noah DeCoyer, your co-host, and you are listening to the Beyond Your Wildest Genes podcast. If you like what you've heard today, please share this with your friends and encourage them to subscribe on iTunes. Leaving a review on iTunes would be the icing on the cake. Thank you. You can subscribe to our weekly email at www.beyondyourwildestgenes.com. Thank you. And as my oldest son Hayden says, be awesome and never unawesome. Thanks, Jennifer.